Hi Stitchy friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie and this is my channel Cross My Stitches, and today we're going to do a WIP parade. So I see all these WIP parades on YouTube, on Flosstube, and I usually do one every year at the end of the year, at the very beginning of the year, so I'm slacking just slightly, but I wanted to share what WIPs I'm bringing into 2022. And of course you'll see some of the 2023s at the end that I've started because they're in the pile. So I'm not going to do these in any particular order. And while I was trying to go through and make sure I had the information on each one, I did find a couple that I didn't even have logged. So I had to correct that. So maybe I'll find something else that's not logged and I won't be able to give information. We'll see. But it's going to be lots of fun to see the things that I have been working on for the last year. Some of them I haven't touched for an entire year, several of them. And it's going to remind me that I need to put my hands on those some point during 2023. So let's get started. I've unzipped all the bags on one set here on the totes that are sitting on the floor over this way. But the ones over here I have not. So we'll start with the ones I've unzipped first. And the first one is a design that I started in 10/18 of 22. It is on a 32 count linen and it is called Test Drive. It's out of a Just Cross Stitch magazine, and I know it's a really poor picture, but it is Santa riding one of his reindeer. And I had thought I started this, I wrote down that I started this on a 36 count linen that I hand dyed myself, but checking it this morning, I found out that it's only a 32 count. So as I couldn't believe, I'm like, that's a pretty big ornament. Why is that coming out so big? Because it's on 32 count. But this is where I'm at with it. I started doing the borders, and that's Santa's hat up here. And this is a piece of fabric that I did dye myself. And there's a lot of fabric left here, so I need to pull all this off, cut out what I need. But it, it came out really nice. It's got lots of beautiful modeling on it. And so there is my first one. I think I'm going to put numbers up here, counting them to see how many I end up with, because I know I have more than I think I do. So we'll see. So that's my first one. I wish I had wrote what magazine issue this was out of. But it does say 2015, and I believe it's an ornament issue, 2015 ornament issue. So that's my first one. My next one, and these are no particular order, so you'll see old ones, new ones, and so forth. This is One Nation by Bygone Stitches. Lots of people have done this one. And I've started it and then restarted it because I wasn't happy with I started it with sulky threads, and I really wasn't loving the sulky threads on this fabric. So I debated getting the fancy floss for it, and I chose not to. I decided just to do it in DMC, and that's what I'm doing. And you can see all my red, white, and blues. And this is on a piece of, did I write it down? I think it's 36 count. Let me find out, because I cannot remember. It is on a 36 count bramble that I over dyed with gray Rit because I wanted it a little bit darker for the white to pop. Sorry, there's thread still hanging from this, but this is where I'm at with it. And one of the reasons why I stopped stitching on this is because I felt like my stitches were not straight, because this has a lot of lines in it. And I was not happy with the way it was kind of looking, because they feel, and I imagine once I stretch it and stuff, it'll be better. But if you look at it, my lines, especially my white lines, they just don't look straight at all. So that's what discouraged me from working on this. But I really need to pull it out again this year and start working on it again. Because it's one of the things, one of the designs that I really love is to have all the 50 states listed on a flag. I think that's really cool. And it's in my, should be showing my projects bags. This is one of the project bags that I made, one of the first ones I made. It's all crinkled now because it got shoved in the tote that it's sitting in. But that's one that I made. And I have all my extra DMC sitting in here in a Ziploc bag. Let's get this put back away. So it's going to take a minute to get things put away again because there's too many for me not to put them away. So my next one is a design by Kathy Haberman of Hands On Design. It is spring chalk, and I'm going to show you a picture on my phone because this is a PDF, and it looks like this. And these were in a series of the magazine Just Cross Stitch in 2016. It was in the different seasons were in 4 different issues of Just Cross Stitch from 2016. So I started the spring one first because I seem to enjoy doing the seasonal ones more than the monthly ones. I have several monthly ones, January, February, March, April, but flipping out every month, not so much. But flipping out every season, doesn't seem to bother me. So this is being done on a 32 count charcoal Lugana, and this is where I'm at with it. And I am changing up the colors a little. If you look in the original one, there's a lot of pink, not only the bunny and spring, but also in the flowers, a lot of pink. So I think I'm going to change some of those flowers to blues and yellows so it looks more of just normal flowers, you know. Well, they look like normal flowers, you know what I mean, more color into the design. But there it is there. And just love that. Have not touched it, I don't think, at all this past year. I do not believe I did, right? Because I started it in 21, I went through 22, and I don't believe that I stitched at all on it. The next one is, and this is a pitiful one, it really is. This is Map of Hawk-Run Hollow, which, you know, lots of people know what that design looks like. Just so adorable. Love the hawk. I love that this wasn't like a lot of the Hawk-Run Hollows, all blocky with different pictures in it, but it was a whole town with the hawk over it, which I thought was really cool. And I started this in, let me get it, here it is. I started this in October 1st, 2018. 2018. And it's stitched on 36 count doubloon. And this is my shameful progress from 2018. Now this is a 36 count doubloon, like I said, but again, I over dyed it with some tan because I wanted it a little darker. And that's it. That's it, folks. That's shameful, isn't it? That I've only gotten that much done. And I don't know why. I'm stitching it, I think 1/2. And I think I wasn't enjoying doing the 1/2, but I've kind of gotten more used to it since 2018. So another one that I really need to pick up and spend a little time with each month. Even if I do a little bit each month, I could get this done. Because I want to start the Halloween in Hawk-Run Hollow. I really love that design as well. And I'm not starting it until I finish this. The next one is a hard to find pattern. This is from the book Autumn Gathering. It's a Mill Hill book. And I am doing the We Gather Together that's showing at the top there. Tilt it a little. And I know a lot of people have been searching for this book. I was able to get it because a really wonderful stitchy friend told me where I might be able to locate it. It was the last copy they had, and I was glad to get it. I started this one, let's see if I have my piece of paper here. I started this one in November 8 of 2020, and my friend Bonnie, she's on Instagram, she started it too, and she's already finished hers, and I'm not even close to finishing mine, because she stuck to it until it was finished, and I kind of hopped around with other things. So I love this book, love that design, and I am stitching this on a piece of 28 count moss green even weave. It is hand dyed by Rolanda on Etsy, and this is where I'm at with it. So I've got the border on the top. I started on the Indian. I got the words, and that's as far as I got with it. But it's, I mean, it's really a beautiful fabric. I love the fabric that it's on. I'm not crazy that it's Monaco fabric because it's an even weave and I can feel how thick it is. It's a Monaco, but it's okay. It's okay to stitch on. And again, I got involved in stitching it, and then it fell to the wayside for other things. I don't know why I have this issue with starts. I want to start all the things. I don't necessarily want to finish them, but I want to start them. The next one is out of a magazine. It is Antique Roses by Thea Governor. I'm looking for the little note on it. It's probably on the back here. And here's the pattern. It says Antique Roses Pillow. I won't be doing it as a pillow. You can see my ink cartridge was running out of ink here. But that rose is just absolutely gorgeous, and I wanted to stitch it. And I am right here in the center when I show you how much I've got done, which again is shameful. I started this on January 10th, 2022. It's a 32 count even weave. And I even stitched a sample at the top if I was going to do it over 1 or over 2. And this is where I'm at with it. Just one petal. Again, I was very excited to get this started. I wanted to get it done. Haven't touched it. Probably, I said I started it in 22. Yep, it's going to come up on a year that I haven't touched it. I mean, I touched it in 2022, but only the initial stitching of it, and then that was that. So I've realized that I'm a serial starter, unfortunately. I keep growing and growing my WIPs, and I'm not getting anything done. That's why I said I'm going to start focusing on a certain pattern for a month to 2 months and get it done. And so far that is only, what are we in, 14 days? I was going to zip and unzip things, was I? We're 14 days into 2023, and I am sticking on my Four Seasons band sampler, which you will see here in a few minutes. And I'm really enjoying trying to get that done, and then I'll pick another large piece and I will make it a focus piece. This here is Flower of the Month, which looks like this. Is Freebie Patterns. You might have seen Amy from Amy Loves Toads. I think she just finished hers. Just absolutely gorgeous. And I struggled with this. Right now I'm stitching on a 32 count Jubilee, and I'm doing 1 over 1 on it. I started this thing twice. I originally started it on I think it was on, I want to say it was on, I don't know if I still have it in here or not. Let's see. I might not have it. When did I start it? In 21. Trying to think, because I had, there it is. Yeah, I think I started it on a 32 count. It says cream even weave, and I was doing 2 over 2, and I stitched part of the flower, and then decide that I had done. Okay, let's start that over. I started at 1 over 1, and I got as far as I did. And I decided I didn't like it 1 over 1, and I decided to do it 2 over 2, and started it on 2 over 2, got partway done with that, and decided, no, I like the 1 over 1 better. So I'm back to the 1 over 1. This is how far I got on flower number 1, and that's the carnation. And I started this on 12/30/2021, and I've gone a year without touching it. And I love seeing it. Every time Amy Loves Toads pulls it out, I love seeing it. But I never got in the groove to stitching it, and I want to get back to doing at least half a flower a month, something. So that needs to get worked on. I have, the next one is from the Cricut collection, and this was part of a silver needle stitching circle in, I'm trying to see if there's a date here, October 2020, and I still don't think that they've released this into the general sale. And it is Edge of the Woods, and it is a block. And I love that it was fall and pumpkins and all those leaves, and it was just so pretty. I wanted to get that done. So I'm stitching it on a 28 count water lily, and I started on the banding that goes around the sides, and I've got 2 pumpkins done, and I stopped there. And it's a relatively quick stitch to get each of the pumpkins done, so I don't know why I stopped. And I've got plenty of fabric here to do the stripe, and then I got hair on it, I've got threads on it. There is hair everywhere, everywhere. All my stitching has specialty threads. It has my hair, Mia's hair, Paisley's hair, and now the new kitty's hair. Everything. But I love how they look. They got little checkerboards and little stripes in them. They're really adorable. So, not sure why I stopped on it, but I need to pick it back up. And that is all the called for DMC. My next one is another biggie. It is Glendon Place's Sleepy Hollow. And one of the issues that I have with this one is I purchased the fabric, the called for fabric, which was the 32 count Haunted. And as you can see in that picture, it is very gloomy, dark gray. And almost all the designs that I have seen that have stitched this are in the gloomy, dark gray. My Haunted didn't come in a gray. My Haunted has a green tinge to it, much like this. So it's a very greeny tinge, which I wasn't thrilled with. And the more I stitched on it, the more I'm like, I would have preferred the gray. And I thought about ripping all these stitches out and over dyeing it with some gray to get it a little grayer. But now I've decided, I think after looking at it, that I'm going to let it ride with this color. And this is where I'm at with it, just the horses behind. But tell me what you think. Do you think I should let it, that's what it looks like. Should I let it continue on in this gray-green? Or should I over dye it, take the stitches out, because I haven't gotten that far. Take the stitches out and then over dye it again with some gray to darken it up into a blacky gray background. What do you think? I keep saying I'm going to let it ride, and then I look at it and say, I don't know. I don't know. If I'm not happy with how something's going, I tend to I won't work on it because I dread it, because I'm not thrilled with it. I'm trying to figure out, and I know you're going to say, well then just rip the stitches out and over dye it. I really don't want to do that. Why can't it be different? Why can't I let it be different? Most of the time I can use different fabrics. I have a problem in the world. This particular design takes a lot of stitching and is a beautiful design on the gray-black Haunted. And I want it to be just as beautiful on the gray-green. And I'm worried that I'll get stitched so far and then I won't like it. So I need to let it go. So Sleepy Hollow, I started that on October 1st, 2021. And I haven't really touched it since then because that has bugged me. The next one is Hive Rules. And this is one of the ones that I forgot to even have on my list. And it is White Primrose Cottage. And I decided to do all of this design as little pillows. So I took out every little phrase, just cut it lines across it and took out the whole phrase and the design and made pillows. So I am down to, and I didn't know I had a finish in this bag either, because the last one I show being finished is this one. But I actually have this one finished. It's in the bag, so I'll show you that. And then I have 2 more to do, 1 and 2. This was started April 1st, 2022. And it's on a 36 count winter moon. And this is the finished design that I forgot to even log that I had finished. So cute. I had started that twice. I started it over here and realized I didn't leave myself enough space to finish it, to have finishing space. So what I think I'll probably do is I'll pick out this little bit and I'll just leave always, and I'll make it into something small. I'll just do something with just that phrase, because I'm not picking all that out. I'm gonna finish it somehow, but I still have lots of fabric to finish the rest of what I need to finish. And I love this winter moon. This is 36 count winter moon, and it's a creamy yellow. It's really not even a yellow. It looks white there. It's really a little warmer than what you're seeing on the screen. But I love the color. It's pretty. It would make a beautiful sampler color. And I'm using all the DMC floss on that. So maybe this spring I can get those other two completed. My next one is The 7 Virtues by La Tida. And I started this one on 12/31/2000, so this was a birthday start, which means my deal is I can't start anything until I finish a birthday start. And I need to get this done. So this will get done this year, because if I have any birthday starts with outstanding, then I cannot start a birthday start anymore. And that's the way I'm going to do that. If you want a birthday start, you got to finish what you started. And I forgot that this was a birthday start until today. So this will be completed before my birthday at the end of this year. And it is being stitched on a 32 count London Fog Joblin. And it is my own color choices that I'm using on this. And this is how far I am with it. So it's got 3 colors in it. It's got a black, a gray, and a red. So I got all the border done. I just need to fill in the words. So it's not that much stitching. It really isn't. What do I got? 4.5 blocks to do. So I need to get that done. So this will be done before the end of the year. I'm trying hard to kind of stick to plans that I make. I have a hard time with that. I have a hard time keeping up with the planner and making sure that I'm following through on all the things I need to follow through on. And I'm kind of glad that, what did I do with Haunted? I left the slip out of it. There we go. I'm kind of glad that I'm kind of sticking to it. So far, of course, it's only 14 days in, but hopefully I'll be able to stick to it for the entire year and fill my planner, because I bought a new Happy Planner again, and I would like to be able to use it throughout the year instead of partial and then I give up. The next one is my Mr. Jingles, and I had him as a car stitch for the longest time. I did take him out. This is him. He is a very large stand-up with wood legs and base. He is stitched on 11 count Aida, and I am currently at, and I did work on him last year, and I'm currently at the birds down here on his sweater. I've got all of this done, except for I have not put in his face. His nose is supposed to be stitched on there. I took it out and I want to make a 3D nose for him. So I'm going to stitch a carrot nose and attach it so it sticks out. And as you can see, I'll show you the picture where, so you can see again where I'm at. I'm on the birds there, which is right here. So I still have quite a bit to go here before he's finished being stitched. And I started him, Mr. Jingles was started October 29 of 21. So he's a little over a year old now, still being stitched. Oh, let me fold him back the other way. October 20, what did I say? Mr. Jingles, October 29, 2021. And I keep sticking my hoops in these bags, and then I can't find them when I'm not using the bag. And scissors. I'm trying to find all my scissors and my hoops because they're buried in bags. My next one is another picture I need to find, which is Autumn Leaves. Let's see if I have that one on my phone. I'm sure I do. There it is. So this one is Autumn Leaves. It's also a PDF. And and it is by, I think that's Cherry Hill Stitchery. I'm not positive. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. But it is a PDF. I'm stitching on a piece of 36 count Garden Party by the Stitch Me. And this is as far as I've gotten with it, and then I got distracted with something else. There was a lot of stitching in that little section. But I love this fabric. It is perfect for it. Look at all those colors match the colors that are in this design. And it is just so cute. So another one I really would like to get before autumn comes this year to get it finished. And that was the worst part of it, was that center. You can see it's got a lot of the stitching in it. So there's a lot of words after that. So I'll have to stick this in my plans maybe in March or April and see if I can get it, some work on it. Get in there. And that one was started on 8/17/2022. So I have a lot of 2022 starts, a lot. The next one was because of the Jingle Ball. I went to the Jingle Ball, did a little bit of shopping, and tried to visit the rooms the first night. There was an issue where you couldn't get into any of the rooms, and then I was kind of busy all the rest of the weekend, and I didn't get a chance to do that. I will join the Jingle Ball again this year, and I will definitely take off those days from work so I can go into the rooms and stitch with everybody and talk to everybody. So this is Oh Christmas 3, and I finished 2 of these, and I have 1 left to do. So normally if I have a pattern that has multiple patterns on it, or a pattern that has multiple designs on it to stitch, I will not complete it 100% until I have it all stitched. So I started these on 4/2/2022 on a 32 count chalkboard Lugana. The 2 I've already gotten finished. I have 1 more piece left to stitch the last one, and the one I need to do is the one that says Joy with the houses. So I did finish one of them as a round finish in a half of an ornament. You could see how to do that on Vonna Pfeiffer, the Twisted Stitcher's blog. She is thetwistedstitcher.blogspot.com. She shows how to do that. And it came out really cute. I really love it. I'm going to finish them all. I'm a half dome, but I was looking for the ones that are the discs, the 2-piece that is in a disc instead of the balls. The balls are really thick, you know, and when the light hits them, it really bounces off of them. I wanted to look and see if I could find the discs and put them in the discs instead. My next one is my second oldest WIP. This is started on 9/11/2018. It is Lady of the Flag. And I am stitching her on We the People fabric by Fabric Flair. And I did put a little work into her this past year. And I got the flag all the way up to the top of the flagpole. And I'm working my way back down. So that's where I'm at right there. And she is just gorgeous. I really need to work on her. I enjoy working on her. I love the colors. I love that it's not confetti. It's more small blocks of color, stuff that go by really quickly. So I need to get this back out and get her work done. I'm doing her in the original colorway. I want to get her finished. I think I put her picture back in there. Okay. The next one is the Under the Sea Sal. That is by the Frosted Pumpkin. I know I have a picture for that as well. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe I don't. I'm sure everybody knows what this looks like. I swore I had a picture for all these PDF ones, but I don't see it. But everybody knows what the Under the Sea Sal looks like. This is, I started this on 8/17/2022 and is on 32 count Deep Sea Dream by Hand Dyed Happiness. And I'm working on the bottom still, but this is where I'm at. It's a beautiful fabric, and it actually is looking kind of, well, that's probably a little better, the color of the fabric. It's a little greener than that. It's a green blue, but it's showing up very blue. And there they are, and I'm working down on that bottom. You can see my needle still in it. And I'm putting on my little creatures, and I kind of put a halt to this when the holidays came. And hopefully I'll be able to get back to it now that we're out of the holidays. And as soon as I'm done with Bringo in January, I'm going to have to come up with a plan to get a lot of these worked on. My next one is a stocking. It is for my son. I started this on 2/18/2020. It is from the Stony Creek book, Christmas in the Woods. And I'm doing that stocking right there. And it's called Winter Wonderland Stocking. And I recently showed this on my Flosstube, but I'll show it again if you haven't watched my Flosstubes at all. Get to see what I've been working on. This is where I'm at with it. This is another one. It has to be done before the end of the year. It is a must that my son get this. It's been sitting for 2 years. I've been working on it, and it should have been done by now. This is on a 28 count mushroom Lugana. I really love Lugana. I love linen. I stitch on Aida, not a bunch, but I do stitch on Aida. I love Lugana because of the even weave. The weave is even. I also stitch on linen. I go up to 40 count. That's the highest I can stitch on with glasses and a magnifier. I haven't tried 46, but I don't feel the need to go any higher than 40. And Lugana, I really love that it's even weave, that the stitches are more even than it is on linen. Linen has slubs and stuff. It depends on what you're stitching. My next one was another one that I had forgot totally about, was not logged in my WIPs. And when I pulled out, I'm like, oh, I forgot all about this. This is the costume party, hands-on design costume party. I know a lot of people know what that looks like. I do not have a picture of it, but you know what it looks like. It's being stitched on a 32 count nocturne. I started it on 9/1/2022 when it started, and this is the far as I got with it. And I haven't done anything else with it. But hopefully we'll have this done before Halloween this year. So not a big piece. I can get this done and get it finished. This is another one of my bags. It's got candy corn, and then inside it's got pussycats, little black cats. A lot of the bags that I have are my bags. Okay, last one in this tote. Another one of my bags, kitty cats. And then it's got like just paint splotches in the Halloween colors. This one is Clumsy Witch. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings. Let's see. There she is there. Flip it so you can see her better. She is a PDF. And just so cute. Loved her. When she came out with her, I immediately purchased it and started it. So this has been started on 9/14/21. That's about the time she came out with it. It is being stitched on a Picture This Plus Colorscapes hand-dyed fabric in Mystic. And this is my witch. I got the witch pretty much done. That's as far as I got with it. But there she is. Whoops, let me not cut off her hat. Okay, I can't grab it. And it's got a wrinkle right in the center. So let me see if I can do that. There we go. There she is. This is a very dark fabric, but she looks so cool on it. Here it just kind of washes it out, but it doesn't wash it out in person. She is just cool. I'm trying to flip her towards the light here. She is just, there we go. She is just super cool. Love the look on her face. And she's supposed to be sitting on her broom. So I will hopefully get some stitching in on this year. I'm trying to stretch her. She's sitting right in the wrinkle. And she's super cool. I love her. She is on Cottage Garden Samplings Etsy shop if you're interested in her. And that is my first batch of bags. I'm going to pause you for just a second, and I'm going to get the other batch out, put these all away before they fall onto the floor, and then we'll show you just the rest, whatever I have left. Hold on just a minute. Okay, so I'm back, and we're back to the second pile here, and these are the ones that I have worked on recently. So all of these have been worked on during Bringo, or they're part of my Bringo, so they're in the bag that's in my living room. So I have a bag that looks like this that I got from Walmart. It's just a nice big see-through bag. I think I paid $6 on clearance, and I keep that in the corner in my living room by my chair. And so I have my projects that I'm going to work on for the month are in that bag. So the first one is Fancy That's Elves, and this one is the Postmaster Elf. He's right here. He was a birthday start for me, which was the end of December, so I have just started this one. He is being stitched on a 36 count linen that is called flax. And there's where my little elf is right now. He is just adorable. I am using my own color choices, so I tried to match the best I could the colors that were shown in the pattern, but I didn't have those colors, so I'm using my own colors. There might be 2 or 3 that are the actual colors for this. The rest are my own choice. But he's just adorable. He's called the Postmaster Elf. Now there are, I believe, 8 elves. I've completed one. This is the second one in the series that I'm going to complete. I would like to have them all done and standing next to Santa, which is Needle Nick and Flossie Claus. I have not stitched Flossie Claus yet, but Needle Nick is completed, and he was stitched on a 28 count. I want to say it's mushroom. I'm not sure what color it was, but he's on 28 count. So I'm stitching the elves on 36 count, so they are shorter than Santa because they're supposed to be elves. So that's what I'm doing. I'm stitching them on 36 count flax. All of them will be on the same fabrics. The next one is my Prairie Schooler Santa. It is the nope, not that one. This one, nope, I had the right one the first time. 2018 Santa. I tried to commit myself to stitching 3 of these a year, and it hasn't happened, but I did stitch. What did I stitch? I stitched 1, and this was supposed to be my second finish for 2022, but it didn't make it. But he's almost done. He's on my Bringo board, so I figured I'll just wait until he's called on my Bringo board, and I will finish him up then. But this is where he's at right now. You can see he's only got the bottom of the Santa to do, and then some branches and stuff and the wording to finish, and then he'll be done. So when he gets called for Bringo, then I will definitely get him finished. But there he is. So that would have been 2 for this year, and of course Santa 2019 is going to be the next one that I start. So I have to get 3 done this year in the Santas. I would like to have them all done. I know some people have made that accomplishment, and they're all being stitched on 36 count flax again, and I just get too distracted by other things to stay focused on one thing, but I want them done. My next one is the thing I was working on this morning. This is the Four Seasons Band Sampler. It has 4 parts to it. It's in the Just Cross Stitch 2011 issues. It comes in 4 different issues, and this is it. So you have spring, summer, fall, and winter. And I have seen this completed. A viewer sent me a picture of hers completed, and it was just gorgeous. She had it all framed. I had planned on making this into a bell pull. But after seeing hers framed, similar to what they have here, is they have it framed. It was so gorgeous, I have to frame it. And it is full of specialty stitches, which makes it a lot of fun to do. It is on an even weave, which makes it easy for doing specialty stitches as well. And it is a 20, I want to say it's a, did I put a note in here? Is it a 32? I can't remember. Did I put a note? I didn't put a note in this one. Let me see what fabric it is. I know I hand dyed it myself, and it's an even weave, but I'm not sure of the size. I'm trying to think of when I started it. Four Seasons Band Sampler was started 8/14 of 20 is when I started it. So it's been a few years, and I did part of it, and then it just sat, and I didn't get anywhere with it. It's 32 count cream even weave, hand dyed by me, so I over dyed the cream. And this is where it's at right now. I'm down to the last season, which is winter, and this is it. And it's a long one, but it's so pretty. So there is spring, and then we'll fold it over. And all the words that you see there, that's all 1/1. There is summer, there is fall. And we'll flip again, and then you'll be able to see I've got winter going with the deer. So I am hopeful to have this completed before the end of February, because I'm doing Bringo this month, and there's no way I can get it done in the middle of Bringo because I have to do certain stitching every day. But hopefully by the end of February. It's coming along really quickly. I was able to finish the autumn part, the fall, I think they call it autumn, and then get started on winter. So I'm really thrilled about that. My next WIP is a crosswing collection. I usually try to have a crosswing collection going at all times. I love the birds. This time, this was a birthday start for me as well. I had 2 birthday starts. And this is, I'm doing the piping plover right here. So it's right there. It's like a beach. They're a beach type bird. They like the shoreline. And I am stitching this on, this is birthday this past December. I'm stitching this on a 28 count waxing moon from Fabric Flare, and I've got the mama plover done except for the back stitching. So there she is right there. Let me get this folded. So there she is, and she is just adorable. Look at that face. I got some of the stitching done in her eye and beak, but she's the mama, could be the daddy, I don't know. It's the adult plover. And it's just, the shading on these is just remarkable. Paula, the designer, she does such an awesome job at the design and the shading. They're like perfection. They're just very lifelike and real. Just beautiful. So again, this is a birthday one, which means I have to finish it before the end of the year. I am sure I'm going to have this finished before I know it, because it's not a ton. It's not a huge pattern like some of them. Right here. It is the mama and the babies and just some of the grass and stuff. So I'm looking forward to getting that completed and starting my next one, which I have several kitted up. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. My next WIP is my oldest WIP, which is Mirabilia's This Christmas Eve. She is still waiting to be finished. I am avoiding her like the plague. She has just a little bit of backstitch to do on her upper body, arms, and her body, and then she has all the beading to do. And I just can't bring myself to get in the mood to do all that beading yet. I started her on 12/24/2017 with a stitchy friend, Karen. Funny enough, she had just finished the beading on hers this past Christmas. So she beat me. I thought for sure I would be able to beat her, but she beat me. So now I know I have to get this done before the end of the year. I have to get this completed. And I think part of the issue not only was the beading, but it's the fact that I can't find the frame I want for it without costing $100 or more. So I haven't been in a rush because I don't have a frame for her. I think once I find the correct frame, that I'll probably push to get her done. Oh, I forgot her sheet. This is another bag I made. It's just birds and stuff. This should be a bird bag too. Once I empty her out of here, it will be a bird bag to do my bird projects in. My next one is Quaker Roses. And Quaker Roses was started, where is it? 5/5/22. And this is what it looks like. I'm sure lots of people have seen this. You have to order it directly from the designers. They're in Germany. And I cannot say the name, but I will put it up here as best I can, and you can just screen grab it. Don't you how to contact them? It is a beautiful pattern. I am stitching this on 36 count winter moon. Again, I love this winter moon, and I got all the motifs done along the top. So there it is. Love the colors. It's just sweet, beautiful colors. And got that done, and then I got distracted. So hopefully sometime this year I'll get some work in on it. Last year I made a list. I was going to work on certain things every month, and that went out the window probably in the first month that I started, that it just went, it was gone. My next one was a new start on January 2nd of this year, and it is Grandma's Jewelry Box. I'm trying to find a picture real quick. There it is. And it is Carol Manning Designs. It's a sale she started the 1st of January. And there's the picture. And it is 12 different brooch designs. So it's full of kryneck and it's full of beads. And the first design is that design you see on the front there, which is the blue and teal design. And I started this on the 2nd. I've worked on it the one day. I haven't gotten any further yet. I'm doing this on a 28 count even weave. And that's where I'm at so far. Haven't started any of the beads or the kryneck yet. But I might pick this up this weekend because these are monthly sales and I want to get it done in the month. And we're already halfway through and I haven't finished it yet. So I may pick this up tomorrow or sometime on the weekend and try to get this completed. It's not a big brooch, so I want to get it done. The next one is a magazine start. Let's see if I have a picture of it in my phone. There it is. It is called a Merry Kitty Claus. It's an ornament. I also joined a ornament sale for this year. Caroling55 on Instagram started and she did it last year, which was fun, but I kind of fell out of it. I only did about 3 or 4 and I fell out. But this year I'm determined. And she does 12 and 22 ornament sale. I think that's the hashtag. And then Christine also started one, not knowing about Carol's one, and she's doing 24 and 23, I think she said. 24 and 23 ornamental sal, or she has 20 and 23 orny sal. So I'm doing the 24 and 23, so I'm doing 2 a month. This is the first one. It's called a Merry Kitty Claus. And this is where I'm at with it. I'm almost done. It's close. I can probably finish it off in a day or so. All that white in his hat here will be Whisper. I haven't put that in yet. I wanted to finish all the stitching and then I will get that in. But really cute. This fabric is a 36 count called Snow. It's by Fabric Flair. And it's just got little snowflakes all over it. And I got this little piece of it and I thought that would be perfect for this design. Trying to stitch my ornaments in different sizes. I like them to be a little smaller only because I want to fit more on the tree. So I don't want them to be too big. So I'm trying to cut down on the sizing of my ornaments. The next one is another item I started this year, January 1st, so it's now a WIP. I am stitching this with my friend Kim on Instagram. She is Kim T X Stitch Crazy. And it is a 6-part series that is from Stony Creek called Life's a Journey. This is part 1. This is what it will look like when it's done. It's got 6 different little blocks with different phrases in it. And I am doing mine not in the vertical, but I am doing 2 rows of 3. My fabric is a 20, oh boy, did I write that down? There it is. Nope, that's not it. What's that doing in there? There it is. 28 count Springfield Sage is the color of my fabric. And there's my stitching. It's a good size block. And again, I got to get this done by the end of the month because I want to start the second one in February. So there's my fabric. So it'll be 3 across, 2 down. So I hope, Kim, I hope you're stitching on yours. And I started this on January 1st, 2023. So that makes that a new WIP. And I think I'm down to my last one. And the last one is my drawn thread Welcome Winter. And this was supposed to be done before the start of winter, but it didn't happen. But I'm still plugging away trying to get it done. It is right there. I've gotten spring, summer, autumn, and now I need to get winter done. It is being stitched on a 28 count natural linen. And right now I'm almost done with the letters. And I got the snowman in the middle. Isn't he adorable? Right, so there it is. And this has been on my WIPCO board. And I think if I have one more time on it, if I don't, then I'm going to finish it on the last 6 days that we have available after WIPCO is completed. It's 25 calls. I will work on these things if that need to be completed before the end of January. And that is it. That is all of my current WIPs. Oh, no, I take that back. I have 2 more. I have 2 more that have been in permanent timeout. So I might also share those, although I don't know when I started them. No, I take that back. I know when I started this one because I got a note in it. This is, it's not a was, it's an is. Angel of Freedom from Lavender and Lace. She looks like this. So I started this with my friend Kim, and we were both stitching her. And I got frustrated with her, and I put her down, and I haven't continued or restarted her. The reason I said I was going to restart her is because I started her on a sparkly fabric, on the opal fabric. Now, first of all, I did her hair in red because I had red hair at the time. It's kind of almost gone now, but I wanted her to be a redhead. So I started her with, and I did a conversion to red hair for her. And she is on a 32 count opal Lugana that I hand dyed myself. And this is her. And she's just gorgeous. She is. She's beautiful. I was just having a hard time stitching on this Lugana 2/2. It was tight because I hand dyed it so it shrank. But the more I look at this and I look at the stitches, the more I think I'm going to restart her. I'm not going to restart her. I'm going to continue stitching on her. I'm glad I didn't get rid of her because that was my thought. I'm just going to toss it and put it away. I'm just not going to do it. But I really, really love her on this fabric. I think she's beautiful on this fabric. It's got I know you barely see it's got a lot of shimmer and shine. And the design, she has all that white that's going to be beautiful on this blue. So, Kim, I think I'm going to continue this. Maybe I'll start it sometime this year again and see if I can't get it done. Because I really do love it. I wanted to do both of them. So, I may do that. And then the last one was the 2020 Linen and Thread Sal, which is now Peacock and Fig? Peacock and Fig? No. Fox and Rabbit. The Fox and Rabbit. They changed their name. But I started this one. It is a 36 count linen that I hand dyed in the green, and then I was using Silks for You green. I bought a hank, and I was working on this, and I was just struggling. I was struggling because my hands are so rough from working that it constantly caught the silk, and it would just snag the silk. So I just stopped working on it. It was very frustrating, and I put it in timeout. But again, I really would like to finish this, and I came up with this idea to get these little finger covers and put them on my fingers when I'm stitching with the silk so that my fingers will not catch the silk. So I haven't done it yet, but I think I might this year pick this back up, try this, and see if that will help me with the silk, so I will feel more comfortable, because I don't work on silk very often. I did on my welcomes, the welcome winter, I'm not using any silk, I don't think, but the other 3 I did use silk on, because it was just little spots here and there. But stitching entirely in silk, it was driving me nuts because it would constantly snag. So I definitely want to do that. There is one other thing. No, nothing. No, never mind. So that's all my WIPs. So I don't want to share anything else on here except for that, because that's what this was all about. So I'm not going to get carried away with other things. I do have a plan to do a couple more videos. I would like to do a kitted parade and then do a stash dive in the cabinets and show you some of my patterns. Pull out some files, and some of them are new patterns, a lot of them are older patterns, a lot of them are out of print patterns that are sought after. I would love to just show where my taste is and what I was thinking when I bought those patterns, and why haven't I stitched them yet. I have 2 full drawers full of patterns that I have not stitched. So I'd love to share that. If you're interested in seeing that, then you come back and see me again. I will be shooting that in a sequence, probably maybe a 4-part series of what's in the cabinet. That's what I'm going to call it. What's in the cabinet, and you'll get to see the patterns, and it'll kind of spark me again to want to stitch on these things, although I don't need any more. Got threads all over me. I don't need any more new starts. I need to finish what I've got going. But maybe I will kit up some more stuff. And some of my kitted stuff, if I do that, they've been sitting for 5 to 7 years kitted, and I haven't started them. Why is that? Why have I not started those things? So anyway, thank you for visiting with me today. Thank you for enjoying coming by and watching my, coming by and watching my WIP parade. I hope you saw some things that maybe you didn't notice before, didn't see before, that you're interested in getting, because that's what all this is all about, right? Is enabling each other and cross stitch. And I will see you next time. Bye.